Okay, next. Okay, this thing. Cool. Nice.
What is it, Sam?
It is the touchpad.
Okay, nice.
Sam, where are we right now?
We are in Xbox headquarters, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here at Sony's headquarters in Australia. We're one of the very few people to be invited to go hands-on with the PlayStation 5. I think we are literally the second people in Australia to go hands-on
Yes, there's a very
with the
small crowd
PlayStation
here
5.
today.
So
Very small crowd.
we went hands-on with it. We played it for about an hour. We held the controller, which we can also touch here.
Yes.
We're touching it. Do you want to touch it, Sam?
Oh, it feels very thick.
We're touching
everybody.
the unit. Settle down, Sam.
Okay.
Keep it PG rated. We're touching the unit as well. We played it for about an hour. What are your impressions of this unit so far, Sam?
Well, one thing is, I thought firstly, the haptic feedback. This is what it's all about today.
Yeah.
I feel like the demo that we had played, because we actually got to play one demo with this. We played Astro Playground. Is it Playground? What's it called? Playroom. Sorry, we knew that.
Astro
Stitching,
Playroom,
guys.
we totally knew that.
Of course. We've got someone that's actually monitoring us so we don't steal this kind of thing. So it was an entire demo all about haptic feedback. Okay?
Pretty much.
And because look, when I heard haptic feedback, I thought this is just going to be some marketing term, mumbo jumbo garbage that's not really going to do anything. Sorry, Sony guy. But that's what I thought, okay? Now the thing is, it actually completely blew me away.
I could not believe this when I held this in my hand and I started feeling the rumble. In fact, I think our reactions probably when we were using it for the first time, I think is probably the best thing to show.
Am definitely recording. We're good.
Oh, we've got PlayStation person over there. Okay, so I'm going to be trying now the haptic feedback. That's already tried it, apparently. It is real. I thought it was a marketing term. Here we go, okay. You can already feel it.
No, you gotta go to the controller.
Just says you guys. This firstly is a chunky monkey. It feels a little bit chunkier than before, but chunky can be good. Yeah. All right, here we go. Come on. You can already feel it. Actually, you can feel it in all areas. So the first thing I can feel is you can slowly let it go. I want to play an Iron Man game now. That would be very cool. Or even gun games, for instance. This is so cool. You can feel it's slowly giving out. But the intensity is there still, but it's actually slowly letting go. And the same one on the left. I can do both. Okay, next. Okay, this thing. Cool. Nice.
What is it, Sam?
It is the touchpad.
Okay, nice.
I was blown away by this adaptive triggers feature. So just to be clear, the way it works is that, you imagine you've got your triggers here now and you push them down, the controller's off, no big deal. When you're playing certain games in certain moments, it'll actually provide additional resistance while you're pushing the trigger down. So if I push it down halfway, I'll start to feel that I can't push it any further unless I push way harder. And then it would kind of push and go further. There was another component where I was using this spring thing, remember the spring dude?
Yeah, of course, yes.
And as because it's spring loaded, I was controlling this spring character. The whole thing would feel more resistant as I was pushing it down because it was like I was pushing down on a spring. It sounds like it's bullshit. I know it sounds like it's bullshit, but trust me, when you get it in your hands, you're like, wow, that's a real thing. You know?
There's also when you're holding the controller and your little person is going over different terrain, you feel it.
Oh
the
my
entire
God, yes.
controller comes alive.
Yes.
If you're going over this glass surface, you feel this tink, 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 but you feel it inside the controller.
Yeah.
If you're trying to push against a sand storm thing,
Yes.
you feel the granular kind of sensitivity to that.
Did you see the zip?
Yes, the zip.
Okay, so there's this.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Careful,
we love
Sam.
you. We love you.
There's this one part where, in fact, I got the clip.
I was gonna
of
grab
here,
the controller,
right?
that's why, yeah.
I've got a clip of this zip clip. Look at this.
This bit here is, are we allowed to show it, Sony man?
Yes.
Okay, this is a zipper that I'm sliding up with the touchpad, and can you listen to this as it goes up? Oh man, and I can't tell you how good that feels as well. You feel every single notch on that zip as it's going up. And also the different environments when you're actually traversing on the ice, you would slide down an ice and then jump onto this pylon that's actually crumbling below you.
Yeah.
You felt that actually in the controller too.
Yeah.
So every single time I was actually playing each level or whatever in the demo, it felt all about the haptic feedback. I wasn't really feeling like anything else was jumping out at me more than just the actual controller itself.
For sure. As I said, I sat down with it thinking, cool, haptic feedback, that sounds like nonsense, whatever else. From the very moment that the menu loaded and I saw the splash across, And the minute that I started feeling the resistance in the adaptive triggers, and I started like feeling the haptic feedback and walking on different surfaces, my little footsteps felt different on. I was like, wow, this is an actual game changer.
I think that we're going to see some really cool things in the future with like certain gun mechanics or just certain like, an Iron Man game or whatever, right? Like you completely will feel like the character or the weapon you're using will come more to life.
I actually think, having now gone hands-on with it, it actually provides a massive competitive advantage that I wouldn't have thought about. Like we were speaking about this with Nick Boy outside, friend of ours, friend of the show, Australian content creator going way back. And he was like, if you had the choice to play your games on different platforms, you would think about which controller you want to use.
I don't think Xbox has any of these
Xbox does not have this level of control in terms of this feedback, this haptic feedback and adaptive triggers. They don't have this. And I think that is definitely a sort of an arrow in their quiver now for PlayStation. Where before I was like, this is just marketing nonsense. Now I'm like, hey, this is a differentiator. And I think that's only cool.
There's also we didn't get to experience it today, but the 3D audio technology that's going to be in here also.
Sure.
I don't know what that's going to be, but that might be also something that's like, if it blows us away half as much as the haptic feedback has, that'll further, make me choose PlayStation more than Xbox. That's for sure.
How do you feel about the actual feel of the controller, Sam? Do you like it?
Well, first things first, you can't see it, we can barely see it, but the entire thing is actually plated with little tiny PlayStation X's and squares and circles. But it does feel chunkier. I would say that.
It does.
Feels more, not better built, but like just sturdier, Like
Sure, I agree with
thicker.
that. It's bigger. As for the unit itself, this is it. This is the bad one right here. It is quite chunky. We can't turn it any further than this because we're not allowed to show the back of it.
Yes.
But it's quite big. I have fairly big hands.
Yes.
And there you go for scale. It's a nice looking unit. The faceplates are changeable as well.
Yes.
As right now you can buy third-party faceplates for it if you want.
PlayStation
5.
Great
We're
name.
giving you guys a big shout out today.
Great name.
We haven't got them yet, but apparently you can do it. But I personally like the white. I think it looks pretty cool. I think it's very Alienware inspired. Like
a router.
Yes, like the
Internet
router with
there
the
we
two
go.
pieces of paper next to it.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
exactly
So
right, exactly
overall, though, I would say that we spent an hour with this thing. We played through Astro Playroom. Sony guys nodding, so that's good.
That is good.
It is a 5-hour game that I played an hour of, and I had a fun time with it. And I saw little Easter egg things, and we can't spoil what they are, but who knows who you might find in a boat with his son, for example.
Or a sneaky guy that hides in a cardboard box.
We can't say
I don't know who
those characters are,
Who knows?
but maybe you'll find them for yourself. Had a good time with that. But more to the point, it's the controller I think that really won the day. And having played it now, it really does feel like a differentiator. And it feels like the technology is so impressive and compelling. It feels like Xbox has to respond to this. It's like they'd be silly not to try and recreate what Sony has done with this haptic feedback and with these adaptive triggers, because it's just that good. We spent an hour with it and we're already talking about it this way. And we're only just seeing it in one little demo. Imagine what you could do with it if the full weight of the games industry creativity is brought to bear.
Definitely. And like we've only played an hour of it, and I know we're in Sony Studios right now, but I would be saying this anyway. This does make me actually want to play a game on PlayStation instead of Xbox right now. If they don't have that type of technology, I want to feel that kind of game inside that controller a lot more. Having said that, I do feel like maybe in a year or two, maybe Xbox will do something similar. I think you're right, they will have to do it. It's just going to be... So look, it's just a controller, right? I get that,
Sure.
but it is giving you an extra 5 or 10% experience there.
Yeah.
But anyway, we had a good time today, I thought. We had a really fetched time playing this.
We did.
But we hopefully will play more of it soon.
We will definitely play
Isn't that
more
right,
of it
PlayStation
soon.
guy?
Sony guy is nodding and smiling, so that's a
Yes.
good sign. Thank you very much to Sony for having us today. Thank you for watching PlayStation 5. It's coming out at some point. I don't know.
Sometime in November or
And
December or something.
Sam, say something cool.
I got nothing to say.
Goodbye.